All right, I want to welcome everybody. This is the first edition of the Coach Show, the Doghouse. Okay, and this is brought to you by Wondra Chiropractic and Acupuncture and Turn to Workshop. Just want to go over a few things, as we get kind of ready for our guest tonight. We are running a bit late. But again, we this particular show, I don't know whether we'll stay on Wednesday night or whether we'll go to Tuesday or Thursday night to give everybody kind of an update on everything that's going on. When we're looking at area football teams, whether it's Southeast Iowa, Northern Missouri, or into I think West Central Illinois. But tonight, right now, we're waiting on some coaches, so I just kind of want to go over a few things, and we'll just have a chat here. Shoot, if you have any questions tonight, just type them in to StreamYard, or you can shoot us messages over on Facebook on the Dog Pound Radio Facebook page. All right, here we go. This is my Dog Pound Radio disclaimer, okay? And I'm going to start pretty much every show within this realm just to make sure that all of our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted. Before we begin tonight's Coach Show and Doghouse coverage, we want to make it clear that Dog Pound Radio and Coaching Culture and Athletics are independently owned and operated and are not affiliated with, sponsored by, or endorsed by, or operated by my employer or any school district. The opinions, commentary, interviews, and content presented on this broadcast are produced independently and represent Dog Pound Radio and Coaching Culture and Athletics. All sponsorships, advertising equipment, streaming services, and other activities associated with Dog Pound Radio are conducted independently and outside of my employment responsibilities. Now, with that said, hey, welcome inside the Doghouse this week. And there's been so many things and so many messages that I've received over the last few weeks of some of the articles that I've written, and I even got a special message from Bob Jensen. It was his wife's Facebook page, but he did write his name, Bob Jensen. So, that's pretty amazing to say the least. How Mom reached out about the Iowa Westland information when we were talking about the kind of the history of the fields. And I've also received a couple responses. I had, I think I had a 2A school, and then there's another school that's not in the 1A spectrum of things in Illinois. I had Brown County third, and those the two teams that I had in there were below it. So that's kind of where we're at right there. I'm waiting a few minutes here. John Bolin got out of practice a little bit later, but I always want to work around these coaches' schedules, and Coach Bolin and Kovacevich may be on at the same time, or I'm going to kind of catch up Bolin tomorrow night sometime in the latter part of the evening. But we're going to try to go live at least once a week. And we may start a what do you call it, a scoreboard show, but right now, with me being kind of the Lone Ranger when it's talking about doghouse things, it's a little bit more difficult for me to manage that at this point. Just so you know, this particular show, which we're going to run weekly, and again, it might be a Thursday or Tuesday, but I'll keep everybody posted on the Facebook page and TikTok and all that sort of stuff, so we make sure that we got everything cleared. But so we'll have this show. You're always going to get my articles. Check out the Saturday Blitz. It's the Doghouse Blitz. I like to kind of articulate the vision of the week and all that sort of stuff. This week we have 4 games that we're going to be talking about. Matt Kovacevich said send him an email. I did, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and bop out and send Coach Kovacevich an email now. All right, bopping back in, having some technical difficulties. I'm going to message Coach Kovacevich to let him know that I have sent that email out. Let's see, sent. Oh, I'm not sure the link he's talking about, but we'll just see here in just a few moments. Anyway, trying to get everything going. There's Kovac right there. He's just entering right now, and we've got the great Coach Kovacevich tonight, right?
I don't know. He's just a football coach, buddy.
Well, you know,
don't attach any. There's a lot more words than be called than great. I can tell you
that. Coach Bolin might be jumping on as well, so I may have both of you at the same time. I know that it doesn't bother you a bit, but hey, you know, you had a game canceled, and then you added a game, and then you moved it up a week. Dude, kind of explain to everybody. I mean, it's crazy. You know what I mean? To even articulate what you went through in the last week.
Yeah, it has been, Chuck. I mean, it's been a whirlwind for one. I mean, you find out that, you know, a neighboring school obviously is not having a varsity schedule. And so then you're immediately trying to get to, well, what do we do now? What's the next call? What do we do when we play them? So the first thing that you do is you try to find a week 4 opponent, and that was off the table early. So then you go to that week. Do we want to play a week 0? Yes, no. We talk around. We know you talk about with the kids, you talk with the staff, you talk, do we even want to do it, or you just want to have that scrimmage? And if you do, well, who does that include? Who does that look like? Who are we playing? So it was pretty quickly that we wanted to play a game. That was pretty quick. I think the kids pretty much made that known early on that we would rather play a game than a scrimmage. So we were like, okay, well, let's do that. So we decided to do the scrimmage, and then for like one night, you know, our athletic director, Dave Miller, was on the phone calling around to schools, and, you know, shockingly that we didn't get a lot of teams that really wanted to go. I'm sure if we were 0 for our last 15, we probably would have got a lot of teams that wanted to come over to Centerville on Friday night, but we didn't get a lot of teams that took the cheese that wanted to come over. And
they must watch the doghouse tours. All I got.
I don't know. I don't know what they're watching, but they're probably over. They are watching you and believe in the hype, probably. But
I'm a hype guy. What can I say?
Yeah. So, you know, when we had we have a really good relationship with Garrison over at Creston, and he said we'd love to come over and play, and it took a little bit to figure out if that's who we wanted to do. If we had just got done scrimmaging them, you know, a couple weeks prior over there, so we thought to ourselves, is that something that we want? And at the end of the day, the kids were like, hey, here's our choice, it's Creston. And they were like, we just want to play a game. It doesn't matter if it's you know, the Rams. Well, let's just play a game. It doesn't matter who it is. Let's just get in and play a game. So thank you to Creston. Thank you to Coach Carter for agreeing to coming on over and getting the week 0 game in. So then it comes with the logistics of it. That's the other challenging thing of, you know, not having a week that's taken away from you for preparation for the week 1 game. And because you're not really putting in a lot of stuff for the scrimmage, it's a scrimmage. So you're not really focused on making that kind of week 1 prep and getting it ready. So that's been challenging here this week. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, we've got a good, resilient group of kids. You know, I always pit my coaching staff up against any. They're working their tails off the last few days, the last week, getting the scheme ready to go for arguably, I would say, one of the best offensive minds in the state of Iowa, and Garrison. I'm not just saying that because he's a former Big Red. I'm saying that because it's fact. He knows exactly what he's doing with those kids, and then they've been doing it all summer long, and they know what they're doing, and they bring back a wealth of experience and a wealth of athleticism. So it's going to be tough for us. It's going to be a really tough one for us. But our kids welcome the challenge. We say if we're going to be a team that wants to go where we want to go, we're going to have to play the teams that are the good ones. So
And your schedule's tough week in and week out. You're going to be tested, but it's kind of one of those games that it's great to be tested right out of the gate. They're not a 2-7 ball club, man. And Garrison Carter has got that squad, ready to rock and roll. And he's going to be excited, man. He's going to be saying, "Hey, I'm home. I got to go against the old Kovac, and all that sort of stuff." But no. At the end of the day, I think it's a great week one for you guys. I don't know whether you saw my did you see my most recent article on this one?
Oh yeah. I read all your stuff, Chuck. What are you talking about? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I watched it. Looked at it. Yeah.
I have you guys like plus 4 points. It's going to be close.
I'm not into betting, wink, wink. But
no, I'm not saying that we're betting, high school games, guys. But correct. I'm just saying that,
I think that's a fair number. I think Vegas would agree with you that that's fair. I think that's a fair number.
And you look at their schedule. Holy crap! I kind of compare it with Coach Doherty's schedule over in this this neighborhood, or it's insano in my opinion. And you guys, let's see, I think I have you guys preseason 4 with the Doghouse team. So, you win a few games, you could get right up to that one, right? But I'm excited to cover you guys. Now, does Garrison, is he still going 5 wide and running pin pull? Is he running a lot of trips? What's he doing offensively?
Pretty much, if you just throw out a formation, he runs it. He does everything. And they're balanced. When you have a quarterback like they do, that can throw it and run it, and then they're going to get into some funky different things, play with your eyes a little bit. If you get to watching things in the backfield, he's going to hit you with some deep shots. It's just, you have to be so sound defensively that just on that side of it. And then you just take away the physicality portion of it, where they're going to be physical up front. Running back's a tough kid. The quarterback's a good kid. They got kids that can catch it. He can sling it. Just if you look at the structure of the defense, we have to be sound in that. And then you have to go play football. Then you have to get a guy to the ground. So every single play, there's an opportunity. And we know that he's going to come over here, that he's going to have everything ready to go. There might be 3 or 4 trick plays, funky formations, polecat. It might be, you never know what he's going to throw at us. So we know that he's going to have some wrinkles up his sleeve. So got to play by our rules, just continue to do our job and find ways to get guys to the ground and see what happens.
He kind of reminds me of that Kovacevich up at Iowa City West. He runs the double reverse pass thing that I think Coach Elliott ran his freshman year. But anyway,
I'll say this, another Centerville kid that's one of the best on the Mount Rushmore of offensive minds in the state of Iowa. I'm just saying, there actually is good people that come out of this town down here, Chuck.
Absolutely.
Including you. Look at there, including you. So there is. It's not just the armpit of the world down here in Centerville. I'm telling you. We've got good people down here.
And I got to run flex bone and that sort of stuff, Coach. I was pretty good at that triple option flex bone. Coach Doherty just doesn't like that around here. It's like, come on, man. And anyway, what must the Big Reds establish offensively against a team that could score? I kind of compare this game. Now, we're not the Wallace Carter team, where we're pounding as much. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you might be running old Barry Switzer's triple option. I don't know, whatever. But
you're not going to see that Friday night. I can tell you that.
Okay.
We are not going to see the wishbone and 1985 OU Sooners. Have you see the flags right here? You're not going to see that. You're not going to see that. No. But I'll tell you what we have to do. We have to be balanced. We have to be able to run and throw it. We got to be able to catch it, and we got to be able to play in front of the sticks. Can't have holding calls. We can't have bad snaps. We can't have the obvious turnovers that cost us field position. We've got to do all those things. We've got to be able to maintain the ball. It'd be really nice if we could win the time of possession on Friday night to keep them, keep the ball out of their hands on offense. So time of possession is really huge on Friday night. Possessing the ball, not like I said, turnovers and penalties have been last year was a big bugaboo for this offense. When we got stopped, it was because of those two things. So if we can find a way, and you never know going into a first game where you just don't know what that's going to look like. We got new guys, new spots. So you're going into the first time, Friday night, people in the stands playing fast football. We got to be able to block. We got to be able to not hold. We got to be able to pre-snap, do things the correct way, and possess the ball. And at the end of the day, after you do that, after the game, you look at those stats, and if you won those, a good chance you're going to be in the ball game.
And I just got to throw out here because you kind of opened my my can of worms anyway. So last year you didn't have a guy by the name of Eli Fuller, and you want to talk about a big kid who looks the part. How has the bond between him and Mac Murdoch been over the course of the last couple weeks? Since I've seen you guys.
Well, I'll be transparent with everybody right now. It came out. Unfortunately, we got some unfortunate news from the state of Iowa. Eli Fuller has been ruled ineligible for the Centerville.
Oh,
so, breaking news that I'll give the podcasters. I'll get you a lot more views tonight, Chuck, because once this goes public, people will get on there and say. But he has unfortunately been ruled ineligible to play for the Centerville Big Reds for the time coming. So hopefully that changes soon. But on Friday night, he will not be playing for the Big Reds. So breaking news to everybody. And I hate to be an Adam Schefter type of person on here, but I wouldn't feel right saying it. That's been great. Up until that point, it has been great.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't feel right tonight saying you asking me a question about Eli and me lying to everybody. So I don't think that was right. I was actually going to call Garrison tonight and let him know that what the news has been broken there. So you might get a lot more clicks, buddy. You might get a lot more clicks tonight for that, but it's an unfortunate situation. When you deal with the governing body, they make the decisions that are out of our hands. We obviously don't agree with the decision. We don't agree with who brought the decision to the table of the board. We don't agree with that and how they did it. But it is a situation that has been. We respect it. And we got to move on. And we told the team tonight about the situation. And we've seen adversity a lot as a Centerville Big Red when it comes to beginning of the seasons and different things of Southern Iowa and Centerville football. We've had to deal with a lot of adversity down here, and we'll deal with it like we always do. We'll face it head on. We'll hit it. We'll hit the ground running with it. We'll have other guys step up, and we'll get through it until the time being. So. We'll see what happens moving forward with his eligibility, and if that changes or it doesn't change, we'll see. But either way, we're going to move on to tomorrow, and we're going to move on to Creston, and we will see how that happens.
Now, but I'm kind of speechless when it comes to that because I feel bad for him, man.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Chuck. It's I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole too much on all this, but I will tell you that people feel like they're hurting our team, and I think doing this, they thought they were going to hurt the Big Red football team, which we'll get through it. We've been through this. Like I said, we've been through adversity. We've been through issues with different things of that nature. We get through it. These kids will get through it. Our kids have got some tenacity to them. They got a little vigor in them. But at the end of the day, they're ruining it. Not ruining, but they're hurting a kid. They're hurting an 18-year-old kid who just wanted to play football. Yeah. And that's the bad part about it. I mean, at the end of the day, that's really the bad part about it is they're trying to cut our program down. They're trying to take our program down, and that's fine. That's okay. But because we'll get through it, wins or losses. It's high school football. With wins or losses are part of the program. But at the end of the day, they're hurting a kid that just wanted to play football.
Exactly. And, you want to talk about, you upset, South Central Iowa. And I still have that Centervillian in me. It's kind of a John Banks trait. It's not a Chuck Banks trait. But, hey, I do want to throw out, you do have some other great receivers, man. You look at Brent Oden's grandkid. Talk about Mr. Baseball that has hands, man.
Yeah, Abe is a kid that Abram DeCina is a kid that's he started since he was a freshman. One of those kids that come through that a lot like the Odens. They come through and his uncle McCain Odie was a hell of a player too. It's one of those kids that come through kind of once in a lifetime kids that starts as a freshman and it just competes. Going into his junior year, the kid has done nothing but great things. He's worked his tail off. Obviously, he stays busy with the baseball thing, but then he also gives time to this program as well, which we very much appreciate. And then when it comes down to the kid and what he's about his character, about his accountability, of what it takes to be a Big Red, he would be a poster board kind of type of kid, that what it takes. And looking for, obviously, again this year, looking for another big year from 11.
And you have a pretty doggone good running back, behind that quarterback. And I have nothing but great stuff to say about that QB, but there's some supporting casts around there that is a little bit scary if you're a defender against them.
Yeah, we McCullough, a lot of people know about 22. Big kid, has also played since he's a freshman year. So going into a senior year, expecting big things, hard, tough runner. Look forward to getting him the rock a little bit and seeing what he can do. Again, that comes along with being balanced. We can't just, even though we think we got a pretty decent kid back there throwing the rock to everybody, we still think we got a pretty good kid that you can hand off to and get some of those those inside sneaky secret yards that you don't have to. High school football, you still got to throw it, and then what do you have to do? You got to catch it. So that's always kind of touchy. If I like handing the ball off to this kid and seeing what he can do on the ground. And the guys up front have improved. The guys up front have done a nice job of since the first of camp, first of summer of understanding the scheme, knowing what we want, and they're getting better game by game and doing a heck of a job. So look forward on that side of the ball.
Has your big kid been signed yet, or has anybody offered that kid anything yet?
Dayton, I don't believe has been. He has been offered, but okay. I don't think he is. He's obviously going to wait till after the season to get another year on tape to see what happens with that. Another kid that's a senior that has grown leaps and bounds. If you would have seen this kid was an 8th grader when he came into the program, you would have thought you look at him now and just the growth and the maturity and the athleticism that 6'6", 320 pounds.
That's pretty big.
320 pounds. And what that kid has done to his body and made him where he's at has been absolutely tremendous. So that kid, when he was an 8th grader, it's tough for him to make a layup. And now he's moving and shaking and getting after people and doing the right things there. So look forward to another big year from 65.
And he's a nice kid. That's
wish he'd get pissed off once in a while.
I had one of those players, Brody Fuller, a few years back. Let's switch over to the defensive side because that's the most important, right? Your defense, nothing against Coach Paloma, but he gets enough time from me anyway. But you look at the defensive side of things, man. Is this going to be a bend but don't break type game? Or what are you doing? You don't have to tell me obviously the whole freaking game plan, but
I think at the end of the day, when you see a team like this that can put up the numbers that they put up, is like I said, it's all about keeping the guys in front of you. It's keeping the ball in front of you and getting guys to the ground. I mean, they're going to get yards. It's like we always talk about the old kind of the Big 12 days when people were scoring 50 points. You got to they can score. I mean, that's fine. You just got to get a turnover here or there. You got to get a stop here or there. They're going to get yards. They're going to hit big plays. They're going to move the ball from up and down the field. The key is when they get inside that 20, they get inside that 10, can you come up with a stop there and 4 downs and get them off the field somehow? Because we know 20 to 20, they're moving it. They're going to move the ball. I don't care what defense you put out there, personnel-wise, that we have, probably going to move it. At some point, you got to bow your neck. So if you want to call that a bend but don't break, we would rather bend and then break them is what we would want to do. We'll bend, but then we want to break them with a big play somewhere along the line in a series somewhere.
Dude, that was a great response. I should put you in my freaking Hall of Fame.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay, we won't say that. Okay, so
I've had a rough enough day, Chuck.
I'm sorry, man.
Don't send me down that path.
I know. I'm sorry, man.
I'll tell you what. Not only did the obvious unfortunate news break out, I was in Ames all day, taking my 18-year-old daughter to Ames and shipping her off to go went to college at Ames. She's a Cyclone, and So that was about as an emotional day as I've ever had, is saying bye to her up at college. I didn't think that was going to be near like that than what it was. So we had a good time. Look forward to her doing great things up in Ames. But what a day. What a day.
Did you
what
cry?
Did I cry?
Yeah.
Oh, like a baby.
Oh, I know.
Like a baby. Absolutely.
But here's the deal. I can promise you that the second and third time's much easier.
I sure the hell hope so. I'm an emotional person anyway. Hell, I'll cry at a drop of a hat, but today it was rough. It was an absolute roller coaster of emotions. I'll just say that.
Yeah. What would our dad say? You quit crying, you little wussies.
Oh, I can't say that on. I don't think I can say it. I know what my dad would say.
Well, I was keeping it G-rated, man.
Correct. No, I know what Jack Kovacevich would say. And it ain't good.
No. Let's see. How important is special teams and field position going to be this week?
It'll be huge. And that's another thing where you throw in a week 0 game that's that sometimes gets hidden, and sometimes you can't get. You're trying to get everything in that you want to get in. You're rushing everything in for a week 0 game, and sometimes special teams sometimes they get the back seat. Not saying that they have, but it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. We lost a lot in the kicking game last year, so I don't know if we'll be kicking any PATs this year if we do actually get the ball into the zone. So punting and punt returns, field position's always huge. But and then the trickies, you have the trickies off of some of those things. You have the onside, you have the reverses, you have the fakes. So it's just another thing where we have to have our eyes glued. You got to know what's going on. You got to be able to keep guys in front of you, and hopefully you just don't bust a play in one of those special teams situations.
And I know that I would say the best in the business when you talk about live sports, it's Go Pitch TV. All the listeners, if you want to watch that game, you can watch that. I'm going to be broadcasting over in Macomb, Friday night. So, but I'll be looking at your score, man, and I'll be watching, later or whatever. But it's just a damn tough team for week 0.
Oh yeah, and that's when we had the opportunity to play the Creston, we knew because we'd already seen them. So I mean, we had seen them 2 weeks before that or a week before, and we had them on film. And it's a scrimmage, but you understand what you're going up against. You understand you're going up against a team that platoons offense and defense. So that's one thing where on Friday night you're going to be playing in 85-degree weather, hopefully cooler, hopefully cloudy. So you could have, we don't platoon. We've gotten better with competitive depth along the board, with not playing, 8 guys both ways. We've gotten a little bit better with that. But they don't. I mean, our offense is going to come off the field, and then our defense is going to come off the field, and we're going to have half of our guys stay out there. They're going to have a whole 11 go off and come on in a week 0 game where the conditioning could be an issue. So we're already behind the 8 ball when it comes to that. And they know that. We know that. It's just that other thing that we talk about, adversity, that we talk about every single night about, or are we going to sit here and complain and pout and piss around about it? Or are we just going to go out there and play football because we're having fun? That's what we do. So that's what we kind of tell the kids. I mean, we know that you're going up against fresh kids for most of the evening. Anytime a change of possession, there's going to be fresh kids over on the other side of the ball. So we can sulk about it, or we can get tough and try our best to win that rep. At the end of the day, you just got to try to find a way to win that rep. And if you do that, all 11, you never know.
Yeah, 100%. I'm excited for you guys, just to get after it. It's going to be pretty interesting because, as the clock's going, you're going to hate Garrison Carter, but then right before and after, you're going to love him, right? I mean, that's the Centerville way.
Absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Yeah. I invited him over to the basement in here after the ball game, win or lose. He can always come over here and we can talk about the game and enjoy the evening. I don't know if he's going to take me up on that offer, but he's a Centerville guy.
Yeah. Garrison, you need to run because he's going to throw your head through the wall.
Well, that'd be after the game. I mean, after the game, not before. After the ball game gets over, he can come down and we can discuss things in a timely and manly manner. But he's fine. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be great. His mom's obviously a dentist in town. She's excited, so everybody's excited to see him come back. So like I said, just a good guy, a good colleague. I respect him. So during the game, we're going to hate him, but before and after, we're going to shake hands and bro hug and act all like that and go from there and help you. And at the end of the day, help him out throughout the season. If they need anything and we need anything, we'll hook up.
Oh, 100%. Now, a couple other, questions here. What younger players have earned an opportunity to contribute this year?
I don't know if it's a younger kid, but I know Rye Barnhart is a kid that didn't get to play the last 2 years have been injury kind of has taken him away from the game of football. Another baseball kid, basketball kid. He's back to almost fully healthy. He's had an absolute tremendous camp out on the perimeter as a pass catcher, just having another weapon out there. And then on the defensive backfield, he's done a really, really nice job. A couple other guys that have look really nice. Grant McDaniel, a kid that's looked really nice for us, has had a great camp. I'm going to throw out a name that might not play much on Friday night, but that I've been really impressed with is a freshman by the name of Dylan Whistler.
Another Whistler.
Whistler. Dad's the wrestling coach here. Has had a great camp. Like I said, don't know how much he's going to play, but people that follow Centerville football is going to realize that this kid's he'll be hearing his name in the upcoming years and the upcoming seasons, and probably a lot of different sports. Some of them heard him during the baseball season this last summer. We got our new AD. Mr. Milder has his son on the team now. Victor is a sophomore, played a lot of varsity time last year with Davis County. He
looked pretty good.
Yeah, nice big kid. Again, once he fills out and continues down the road of our weight program and the right kind of nutrition, I think by the time he becomes next year and as a senior, going to be another one of the dominant linemen that somehow that we can produce. Just one of the very few. Like I said, it's been a really good camp. We had a lot of good looking kids come through, a lot of surprises, but those are kind of ones that stand out. And like when I do that, I hate to do that because I'm probably missing out on a few kids, but those are a couple of the ones that really come to mind.
Who would be your scout team player of the year so far?
That's a great question. That is a great question. Well, today it was Vance Joyner.
Yeah.
Vance Joyner, sophomore, another young kid that looks good. Got banged up early in camp. So he's just coming back kind of fully healthy. We'll probably play a bigger role now with what the news that we got today. We'll probably end up playing a bigger role on the varsity team, but virtually was unblockable today on scout team defense. So had an awesome day. So we hope to see that more often as we move forward.
Now, last question, and it's kind of a statement because, you and I both understand the history and the lore of Paul Johnson Field. Okay. Mm-hmm. How do you get your kids or young men ready to go as they're going down the hill? And do they understand the significance of what Paul Johnson or who Paul Johnson was or what that field means to our community?
They do. I mean, they do. They know walking down that ramp after we went up and came back down before the anthem, it means something to us coaches that have done it years and years ago. It means something now as they look out into our crowd, as our young kids shake their hands coming down. You walk through a bunch of people as you're coming down there. And if you don't get it the tinglies a little bit as you're doing that every Friday night, you're doing something probably wrong.
Did you just say tinglies?
I get the tinglies every time. I don't get butterflies. I get the tinglies. And it gets you to go to a place that, damn, you're proud to be a part of the Big Red football program. I just think that as I walk, every time I walk down on a Friday night, I give myself goosebumps thinking, how in the hell did I become the head football coach at Centerville? I really do. I think that I think whoever there is to thank that I'm a part of this program as a head coach, because I know 30 years ago when I watched a lot of the other guys do it, walk down that ramp, and I was up in the stands when I was a youngin'. I was like, man, that would be so cool to be
35
like that.
years ago is when I did it.
I don't know. When I was in the stands, I mean, I don't know.
I'm just messing with you, man.
12, I don't know, but I just know it means something to me. And if I can make that come off of me in a way to the kids, then it should mean something to them. And I think when they come down, you know, some of the pregame speeches are what they are, and that's all. That's highly overrated.
Yeah.
But when they leave that locker room up there, it does give you a sight, and it just gives you the feeling of, man, this is cool to be. I mean, for me, there's not another position or another job in the world that one I could probably do, and there's another position that I wouldn't want. I mean, I tell everybody the only other position that I'd ever want is somehow be on that staff up there and do something at that school down in Norman. I mean, that would be that. I have a dream job, and a lot of people in this world can't. You know, they go to work every day and they bust their butt to do it, but a lot of people can't say that out of 10 weeks out of the year, I literally get to do something that I've dreamed about doing for virtually all my life. So today I talked to Mayor Mike O'Connor in an interview a little bit ago, and it humbles me every single day when I get to do interviews with you and get to do interviews and talk about Big Red football.
I'm not even close to a Mike O'Connor, brother.
He is an icon. He is an icon. That's one of the good things that I love about this job, is to be able to have my Wednesday night conversations with Mayor Mike. It is to be able to get interviewed by him, to have him call my name when I played, and have him call my daughter's name when for the last 4 years was special to have him do that. But like I said, to be able to be in my position that I get to do and be able to coach kids and to get them in the straight and narrow and get them in the right spot, it is the most humbling thing that I could look at every single day when I wake up.
Absolutely. Well, hey, don't forget to send me your player of the game that will be added into the Doghouse Player of the Week. So
okay.
Be sure to send that over, and I'll be in touch. And then like next Wednesday, if you like this time, we'll keep it.
Absolutely. It sounds like I said, I had one just with the Go Pitch guys just a little bit ago. So this time's great. It's great talking with you. And you get some other coaches on here, that'd be, I'm all for it. But I love, if you haven't been able to
look at that guy. Look at that guy.
Up?
Yeah.
I love talking about Big Red football. So I'm not nothing against you, Chuck, but I'll go outside here and talk to this brick wall outside my house about Big Red football. So it don't take much for me to talk about Big Red football, babe.
I'm taking medication for that. So, anyway, hey man, good luck and get after it. Tell them the Doghouse be rooting for him, man.
Appreciate you. Thanks, guys.
All right, buddy.
Yep. See ya.
All right. That was Coach Kovacevich. There we go. Hey, Coach Dorothy.
What's going on?
Dude, I'm excited to talk ball with you tonight about the West Hancock Titans, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just amped, man. This is a week 1 game. Doesn't it feel like a week 0 game?
Yeah, I wish we still were able to have that scrimmage. Like in the previous years, the last 2 years, we've been able to get a scrimmage, but with the IHSA moving the season up a little bit, a week or so, the season week 1s came a lot faster this year.
Now you look pretty tired, buddy. Have you been sleeping?
Not as much as I'd like. Not as much as I'd like, to be honest.
Well, your counterpart at Fort Madison looks the same way, man. Those dark circles.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that. Hey, by the way, Muddy River, or is it Muddy River Sports?
Yeah, yep.
Dude, they're killing it down there.
Yeah, they're great people. They're great people.
That was a great interview you did, by the way. So, all right, so let's talk shop, man. West Hancock at Abingdon Avon.
Yep, correct.
Okay, and this was a pretty close game last year.
Yeah, we were able to come out 2-point victory, but they did some things and they were able to kind of get back in the game late, and we were able to squeak by with it. But yeah, I mean, it was a good game. They returned a lot of guys.
Now you talk about your horses a lot, but you got a freshman that's pretty special, man.
Yeah, Landon Marshall, he's a dude. He's a load, and The nice thing is, yeah, he's 14 years old, and he looks and plays like he's about a senior. So
Now, what concerns you the most when studying Abingdon? I can't even pronunciate it.
Abingdon, yep.
Abingdon
Abingdon, yep.
Avon's offense.
They're athletic. They got some dudes that they're going to be fast. They're going to be quick. So I mean, their quarterback can move. He can throw the ball. They return, I believe, 6 or 7 on offense, and then the other one on defense. But no, offensively, they're fundamentally sound. They're quick. They're fast. I think we just got to play fundamentally sound, defense football, and I like our chances.
Now, do you realize you just said 6, 7?
I did. After I said 6, I didn't even want to say it, but
well, don't you know that Banks is gonna? I mean, I'm pretty smart when it comes to that. No, I'm messing with you. Now, biggest surprise so far, man. Yeah, you want to look at your team. Now, you and I kind of had this conversation before, and you had kind of mentioned, well, there really is no surprises because
right.
this is the way I see things. But if you look at one player, just your biggest surprise coming out.
Just one would have to be tough. I'd probably have to say Hunter Woodley. Not really surprised because I know and knew he had it in him, but just the development that he had in the spring of getting in the weight room and working and getting a lot bigger, and a lot faster. He's going to be a physical dude. He's going to be a very important piece to our team this year, and I think he's really stepped up this year so far, and he was able to have a great player in Jess Scott play that position last year. So he was able to watch and kind of learn from him. And he's kind of applied what Jess did and kind of put his own wrinkle into it. So I would have to say probably him or Connor Primer getting he's getting the opportunity now. He was, not that he didn't have the talent last year by any means. It was just there were some dudes in front of him, but he's going to get the opportunity at right guard and linebacker. Both of those two have been really big steps up from last year and have kind of developed really well.
And then you got Logan Baker. That's going to be he's a freaking. I call him the Hulk, man.
Yeah, he's a unit. He's a workhorse. He's a great kid to have, and he's a leader. We saw that in baseball last year. He's a great baseball player. But yeah, he holds it together up front for us, offensively and defensively. So yeah, he's a great one.
Absolutely. Now, how would you describe your team's preparation entering into the walkthrough tomorrow?
I think we're prepared. We've been studying Abington for a while now, and granted that's all off of last year, so we could go out there and they could be a completely different team, and we could have been prepping for the wrong team, but I don't envision that happening. But when you have a bunch of players that are asking to get to practice earlier, to come into the coach's office to watch film, I think that's pretty special. I think that right there speaks to the credit of the program that the kids want it just as bad as the coaches want it. And that's pretty special to see their coach.
And, I'll just throw it out there. When I was down there, it was absolute focus. Are you still, are the guys still as focused and dialed in as they were, that first week?
Yeah. I mean, and that's really when you were there, what you saw is really pretty much every single day. It's, I love to have fun. I love to joke with the kids. You can ask anyone on the team. I'm one of the biggest kids with them, but they know once it's practice time, once we're doing a drill, it's time. We got to be laser focused. We got to be locked in. And, when it's a water break time, we're back to joking around, having fun. And I think that's a big piece to high school sports is, these kids have to enjoy what they're doing. They have to have fun after school. I mean, they're in school for 8 hours. The last thing they want to do is go be at a practice that's 2 hours that drags, feels like it's 5 hours. I think, when you're able to have, let the kids have fun, but also, have it where they need to get things done. I think that's when, good things happen and you'll start seeing the numbers rise in programs.
Absolutely. Now, for a guy that's been in Iowa his whole life, I mean, I've watched a couple of Missouri football games, right? How would you describe the difference between an Iowa football game and an Illinois football game?
I mean, that's tough. That's tough because I was at Fort Madison for 1 year, and most of the teams that we saw that we went against were all spread. And then, over here in our conference, I would say over half are under center wing T. I think that would be about the only difference. I don't really know about the skill level difference. I'm not going to get into that because, everywhere has dudes and, so, but I mean, I don't know. I see more running teams over here than I did when I was at Fort Madison that 1 year.
Okay. And now you look at Derek Doherty's district, and they're about all running teams again.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy how that kind of stuff hits. Now, we kind of already talked about the challenges that your opponents kind of gives you, but what must you do or what does West Hancock have to do to establish to set the tone in this ball game and get after it? And I'm sure it begins with a guy by the name of Chandler Dayton.
Yeah. Really, I tell the guys every week, if you win the turnover battle, your chances of winning the football game are, significantly increased. And I think that's going to go into effect Friday night is we got to be able to take care of the ball on offense and we got to be able to force turnovers on defense. And, outside of that, I think just, being aligned correctly and letting the kids play freely, to their ability. And I think that's when kids play the best is when they're confident and they're comfortable. And I'm confident in our coaching staff and everyone that we have these kids prepped and ready. And I feel like these kids are confident in what they're doing and they know where they're supposed to be and why they're supposed to be there.
When you're looking at some of the backups and things like that, are you seeing where you have similar depth from last year, or do you think you have more depth?
I would say in the skill position we got a little bit more depth this year than we did last year. Where the line goes, I would say we're about even. If we had to, if someone happened to go down, knock on wood, I would feel comfortable being able to sub someone into that position at whatever position that would be. Now,
quarterback, is he still looking good, man? He looked good.
Yeah, Wade. He can sling it. He came out. He's looking good. He keeps getting better every day. So that's all you can ask for.
Are you going to golf against him at all?
I think I'm going to stay away from that. If so, I need to get at least a couple shots per hole.
Okay, like it's like skins. You have to give me 5 shots per hole. Right.
Yeah. I mean, he just told me he came to practice and he said he shot a 33 on the front 9 the other day. So I think I might for a little bit.
What do you hit there?
Let's go 34. So I wanted to beat him.
Dude, really?
No, I'm not at 34. No.
Dude, I'm like 50, 52.
No, I'm probably mid 40s.
Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad.
I'll take it.
Yeah, but he would whoop up on you, man.
Yeah. I need to stay away.
Oh my goodness. What take me through the mystique of West Hancock Titans. Like what's tomorrow going to look like? Let's let's talk about tonight. Are you going to be able to sleep? Wait, it's Wednesday. Of course you're going to be able to sleep. So let me rephrase that. That's stroked out Chuck thing. Okay. I'm just throwing it out there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go Thursday night.
Thursday night. Well, we'll, tomorrow night, hopefully we have a laser focus walkthrough, which I got full confidence we will. And then really it's just making sure they get hydrated, eat plenty of real food, and, that whatever they eat tomorrow night is going to fuel them for Friday night. As far as me, I'd like to think I can go to sleep, but we'll see.
And
I'm not counting on it, but we'll see.
People that have never been a head football coach, they don't understand. Even if you're going into a situation where, let's say, the team's not as good as you, right? Even if you're going into that situation, explain to the people. I mean, Kovacevich called it some weird name. I want to get your vocabulary when it comes to, what are your feelings like?
When feelings
like like Thursday night, and then you get on the bus Friday, and then you're doing your quick walkthrough before you go take the field on Friday, and then how you feel on the field.
Yeah, I would say, just the adrenaline and the, getting a little jittery, and I think that's completely normal, and you should have that just out of excitement. I think once you're prepared and everything, you're always going to feel that. That's football, that's Friday Night Lights. Whether you're a coach or a player, you're always going to have that sensation feeling, and just excitement.
Yeah. Are you nervous right now?
No, I don't. I think I'm good right now.
Okay.
But come 11, 12 o'clock, I wake up and I'm worried if I, plug the headsets in and all that good stuff, I might be. So,
I mean, are you like I was, where you're like, oh man, I got to go double check and make sure the headset's in the van or it's in the bus.
yeah, I do that a couple times, and then I text my coaches, multiple times a day, making sure that we plugged it in and it's all set up and we have everything. Cause the last thing we want to do is get 20 minutes down the road and realize, we forgot the end zone camera or something like that.
Oh man. Is there going to be anybody that's going to be broadcasting the game that,
yeah,
share?
It'll be on YouTube. It'll be on TSSR. And I'll post a link on my Facebook, Friday to the game. So yeah, it'll be on YouTube.
Oh, very good. It's probably not going to be as good as me broadcast. No, I'm just messing. Everybody, there's so many great crews out there, that are just doing a wonderful job. Now, you need to give a shout out to your sports boosters, because you guys did something here in the last week. It was phenomenal.
What was that?
Didn't you have a banquet or something?
Oh, Booster Bash. Yeah. They do a great. There's some great people on the Booster Bash, and that do that run it, that donate a lot of things and raise a lot of money for the Titan athletics. So super thankful for them, definitely.
Are they at least giving you cheeseburgers or anything?
I'd like to think so. We get Subway sandwiches before the game, so
that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Okay, so I'll try to go back. I'm trying to get you to relax a little bit. You're just a little bit more stressed than you were the last time we talked, but that's okay.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
No, I'm just messing anyway. All right, so trying to look through here. I've went through almost every question for you, which is amazing, to even look at. But what's the history between your two schools?
I think they used to be rivals, and then before they co-opted, and then I want to say around, I don't know, 07, 08, they co-opted. And then I believe they went to the playoffs the first few years of the co-op. And then there's a pretty good run of consistently making the playoffs, and 9-0, 8-1 seasons from us. And then, I'd like to think it's been a pretty historically, solid program.
Absolutely. What are you most excited about, this week?
I think really with us only returning 2 and 3 starters on each side of the ball, it opens up a lot of opportunities for, the younger kids, but also kids that weren't playing or weren't the starters last year, and it's finally their time to shine. And that's what I told them, is just embrace it, and enjoy it. It's your show. You guys are the ones out there. You guys have prepped yourself for it. You guys have worked extremely hard. You guys have earned everything that you guys are going to get. So just, I'm excited to watch them and watch their hard work pay off, because they have worked extremely hard. And, we have some kids that have worked really hard for 3 years and may not have, seen the field as much as they would have liked. But now, they're starting right now. They're starting at linebacker for us. And, I'm excited for that type of things. And there's nothing more rewarding than to see a kid's hard work pay off, for sure.
And I'll throw out that, this team, they went against your ones all year last year. They're ready.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to think we had one of the best offensive lines, and, obviously you got Hunter Froman and Chandler Dadant last year as well, and they saw them every single day and gave us great looks. And, there was no way they could shy away from them. So, I mean, they were seeing a playoff team every single practice, and giving them, their best look. So I'm excited for that to carry over and, allow them to, have the opportunity to showcase their talents on Friday.
What class are you guys?
We're 2A.
2A?
2A.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
I got to quit making mistakes, but I got to learn this Illinois football stuff, man.
Yeah, it's a little different.
But and it's weird that like do they throw all of you in like the top 100 teams, or
I'm not even sure.
Yeah, it's weird. Just it's strange. Now, who would be your scout team player of the year so far?
It's funny you mentioned that. We actually, my defensive coordinator, Coach Delaney, he had kicked around the idea, and he has an award every week, the Scout Team Player of the Week, and it goes to obviously the Scout Team Player of the Week, and they get a $20 Dairy Queen gift card. So last week, and I would say the Scout Team Player of the Year so far is Braden Bashir. He's a sophomore, and he gives us phenomenal looks. He's just a great kid that, he's going to do whatever the coach tells him to do, and he's going to do it 100%. And he's not going to back down to anyone. So, he's very talented, but, he knows exactly his role right now, and that's to give us the best look. And it would definitely have to be him. And he earned himself a little Dairy Queen gift card.
Now, is he eating chicken strips with gravy, or is he eating something a little bit?
I think he said when he went there, he went to get like a soda or something. So that one kind of threw me off. I figured at least get a Blizzard or a combo or something. So.
Oh my gosh! What's your go-to at Dairy Queen?
Got to go double cheeseburger.
Do you ever get the hot one? It's like,
no.
it burns your mouth a little bit, or not?
Flamethrower? No, I stay away from that.
Oh my goodness! What are some of the other good eating joints over there?
Subway, Dairy Queen, Ham Fam. I'm trying to think. Oh, El Camino Mexican restaurant. That's good.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's a solid place.
Okay. But I'm guessing it'll do the same thing as the flamethrower to you.
Mexican's good. Our Mexican's
okay.
It's great.
Oh my goodness. See, I like talking about that stuff because then we're kind of relaxing and doing that sort of stuff. But what are you telling your kids tomorrow? As you're getting ready for that, that walkthrough, what are you telling them as far as to get them ready? I think your team's already ready. They've had the taste. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I think tomorrow is just big to, stay mentally locked in, and envision yourself making the plays. Envision the ball coming to you and your opportunity coming, and just make the most of it. And then first and foremost, they're going to make a mistake on Friday night. Everybody's going to make a mistake. I'm going to have a bunch of bad play calls. I guarantee it. But I mean, don't shy away from it. Don't let one bad play turn into 2, 3 in a row. Have a short memory. You have one bad play, make 2 great plays the next time. And, as long as a kid is making a mistake at 100%, I'm not going to be upset.
Yeah, absolutely. And, that's what I love about, pretty much every coach, that I went on this doghouse tour, and, they're kind of the same camaraderie, man. It's weird.
Yeah.
Now there were a few that that didn't let me act like I was, a crazy man, like I can do with you, and like Kovacevich and stuff. But it's because they're like, get the hell off my field, right? They give me that look, man. But no, I'm excited to watch you guys throughout the entire year. It's and you're close.
Yeah.
There might be a time where old Banks can go down there on the sidelines, which will be a lot of fun. So
come on down.
Oh my gosh. It's, I don't know. I don't even know how I explain it, but it's weird. It's weird that, you can come on this side of the river and we're all short, and you can go over on that side of the river and they're all built like Hulk and they're big.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. It's crazy. Do you have any shout outs out there tonight, or?
I'd probably say my coaching staff,
Okay.
they've worked extremely hard up until this point, and I feel like they've helped prep these kids to be as prepared as they can, and just kind of, they're doing a great job, and I'm excited for the year and to watch our kids develop.
And that's the beauty of it. It's
Yeah.
that development. Now, don't forget to send me over your player of the game, and it can be any one of those, and it can be Friday night, Saturday morning, because I'll probably, send that out about midday Saturday. But I'm excited. And I have a pullover from you guys,
there you go.
that I can wear maybe on, on one of those things. Yeah. Coy Dorothy has done amazing things, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, man, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me.
You still there?
Who, me?
All right, brother. I'm gonna bring on Tanner next week, same time. Does that work?
Yeah, works for me. Sounds good. 8 o'clock next Wednesday. Yeah, next Wednesday, 8 o'clock works for me.
Yep.
Same
time. And next week I'll be doing a little, some things a little bit different. But hey, man, good luck. Get after it.
Yep, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, I cut you off. I cut Coy off, so he's not going to talk to me, Tanner. He's going to be ticked off. I'm trying to be I'm trying to be cordial tonight, but sometimes that's just the way it works, man. Hey, you look like you got your kids to bed.
Yep, they're asleep. Hopefully, fingers crossed to stay that way.
Oh man,
my wife's here,
remember.
So.
Okay. So, Coach, it's been I don't know, it's been a week and a half since I've been there.
Yeah, about that.
Okay.
Getting closer to 2.
Closer to 2, yeah. And I'm making that trip Friday afternoon coming over. It's going to be.
Can't wait.
It's going to be fun, man.
Absolutely.
Now, where have you seen your most growth? I mean, you returned 9 guys on both sides of the field, and you got some studs coming up. Where are you seeing your most growth?
Oh, I think the biggest growth so far has been our passing game. That was something we lost a couple key pieces last year from our passing game, and the guys that are coming in have stepped up really well. And Caden's, I think today we were almost perfect in our 7-on-7 and our team pass. So obviously that's not going to happen on Friday night, but those are good marks going forward for this week in the future.
Yeah, and I know that your quarterback and some of the receivers, they were upset because I'd get those pictures. I tried to get rid of some of those, but
I got to keep them in it. Yeah. It happens. You got to keep them in there.
100%. So it's Macomb versus Knoxville, and how far apart are your squads?
Oh, it's about 50 minutes, an hour. We used to be old Olympic conference foes back in the day. So we played them when I was in high school and then stopped playing them for a while. And they've been back on the schedule for the last 4 years now.
Are they a primary just run it?
Yeah, they're really wing T, wishbone. They have gotten us on a couple passes the last couple of years. They run you to death, and then the corners start creeping up trying to make a play, and they do take some shots every once in a while. But they're a ground and pound team.
Are they throwing the waggle, Coach?
Yeah, you get that a little bit. They're bread and butter right there, and they usually get some big tight ends. It's like some of these wing T teams, they're like 6'3", 6'4" tight ends that they throw the ball up to.
Well, they can do waggle, or they can do that like tight end pop.
Tight end pop. They run a little corner route. Get a corner on one side, a post on the other side. So.
And again, they lull you because, and then you get caught watching in the backfield, right?
Watching our kids get a little aggressive coming downhill, trying to make some plays. And, when they see that in the box, they're going to make that adjustment. So our kids just got to stay disciplined and do their jobs and let the guys up front make the plays. And on the back end, make sure they don't take a 60-yard touchdown, keep it at 20 yards, and don't let them throw it over the top.
Does your defensive coordinator get loud when that happens?
Oh, yeah. He's not happy. Usually the headset comes off for a second. But we were a guy there. We flush it down the toilet and we get the next play. As long as we don't give up a touchdown and make them snap the football again, then we're okay.
No, I'm loving that, man. So how's your your studs? How are they doing? How are they? Are you seeing differences in leadership from a year ago, or is it the same?
Yeah, I mean, I think just maturity wise, they've continued to grow. I mean, they're a year older, another year of experience. But I think like we're not going to have 4 set captains this year, which is kind of exciting. Like we got guys that are rotating. I think we have a full group of leaders, which is what you want, right? You don't want to just be looking at 1 or 2 guys every week to be the guy that's stepping up, whether it's vocally or on the field. So I think we have a solid group. Like I mean, our entire O line is what I would consider great leaders, doing it both physically and helping the younger kids, putting them in the right spots and next man up mentality. And then same with our receivers. We had some new kids come out and they're doing a good job of bringing them along and teaching them the routes, and linebackers, DBs, same thing. So I think we've got a big group of leaders, and I think they just continue to impress me. So
now, notoriously, the first day of school is the worst practice of the year. How did your guys go?
It was not the worst day of
That's good.
practice, which is great. I think maybe being the last. So our first day was today, with kids. So I think maybe the idea that it was the last padded practice before Friday and the real deal kind of maybe kept us a little more focused. But I thought we had a really good practice. We had to beat the weather. That storm was rolling in, so we got off the field with 5 minutes to spare, and our kids were locked in the entire time. We got a little surprised. We got Blaze back on Tuesday, so I think that also helped kind of pick up the intensity because our O-line had to step up going against him, and he's wrecking things again. So it's great to have him back.
Now, last was it Saturday that you guys got like 52 inches of rain or whatever?
It's insane.
What
insane.
the heck?
Yeah. Friday night, Saturday morning, then rained again on Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, just nonstop. Field underwater.
Yeah,
Never seen anything like that.
I was standing there, at that one spot, and I was like, "Wow!"
Yeah, it was crazy. There's some
Oh
air
my-
bubbles.
Did you have air bubbles?
We did. We had a few, but they all went down. And the guy that installed the turf, like 8 years ago, he was actually called my dad, AD, on Saturday night and kind of gave him some pointers if it wasn't going down. So that was nice. It's always good.
Well, your turf looked a lot better than I think it was up in northern Iowa a couple of years ago. Man, it was like
really,
it was bad.
yeah.
Oh my God, was it bad? All right, so let's kind of dig in here. We've already discussed kind of what Knoxville does offensively. What do they do defensively that might give you an issue?
Yeah, historically they're a stack the box kind of a team, like a 4-3. Whether we're spread or 2 back, they try to keep those backers in the box. So they're really going to try to stop the run. But that's our bread and butter, and we're going to kind of stick to it until we can't. They've done some different things coverage wise. Last year they played a lot of man. In the past they played a little zone, whether it be cover 3 or cover 4. So it's week 1, so it's kind of a guessing game, right? Like they come out in a 3 stack or go 5 down. So we're kind of prepping for what we've seen in the past. It's been pretty consistent, but we got to be ready to roll with the punches on Friday night.
Well, and you return all 5 of your offensive linemen, which that's huge, and your center, your center's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a power lifter. He was a kid. His freshman year, he didn't play a ton, and then in the offseason, I kind of challenged him. I wanted to try to win a varsity spot, and I think he kind of took that to heart. And he was probably going to get into powerlifting anyway. His family's big into it, and he got super strong. And he won the job as a sophomore and never looked back. And now he's a junior, and I think he's continued to put on weight. Like he just impresses me with his work ethic and his drive to be better. But Eli's 6'3", 220, and it's a cut 220. Like he moves well, so he gets to play a little defense this year as well. We kept him only on offense last year, so he's excited to get to play some D end as well.
Are you a power lifter?
I'm not. I try to lift as much as I can, but you get 3 little kids at home, and it's like in the summer I get into lifting, and then it's like football season rolls around and maybe try to sneak in a couple lifts a week, but do what you can.
Absolutely. And how much fun are those kids, man?
Oh, it's a blast. It's like you look forward to going to practice every day. And last year is my first year teaching at the high school. I'd been at the elementary school and I loved it there, but like the idea of getting to see my kids out, like the kids every day, and kind of check in on them has been awesome. And especially I think with this core group that we have this year, like every class period today was like 5 or 6 of them rolling in, and they're excited. And you go to practice and you're not like telling them to get to the field. They're out there 10 minutes early, and they're warmed up. By the time you get out there, they're warmed up and have pursuit drills set up, and they're ready to go. And that's what you want in a group. Like they're just itching to get on the field and play football, whether it's practice on a Tuesday afternoon or Friday night at 7. They're a group that just loves football, and they love being around each other. And we love going to practice and coaching them up.
And your kids at home love being around that stuff too, which is, I'm not trying to creep you, Coach, but as a grandfather myself, I'm seeing so many great things there,
My daughter's always saying, she's only 2, and she's like, I go football game. So she got to go to the open practice that we had last Friday, and she's ready to go this Friday. And my oldest boy gets to be a ball boy this year for the first time, so we're going to get him on the field. And Theo, they all got matching jerseys, whether we wear orange or black. We still got to work on the white one. They got matching jerseys with the high school kids, so they love it. They wish I was home a little bit more, but they love the Friday nights.
How cool is it to have the activities director as your dad?
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, he's always easy to talk to, right? Because you've been talking to him for 36 years. But he does a good job of keeping his distance a little bit. Kind of let me do my own thing. He sends me a bunch of, he's on Twitter, he's on Facebook Reels, getting some plays, sending them my way, and implement a few of them. And I tell him, I think our playbook's all right on a couple others. But it's great to have. It's special seeing him on the sidelines. Sometimes you got to tell him that he's the AD and not the coach, because he spent so much time coaching, and he's not in the coach's box, so he's got a refs get a little antsy with that flag sometimes. But it's amazing to have someone you looked up to your whole life as a coach, and now he's my boss, and I'm doing the coaching.
Is it tough? At times, him being your boss?
Yeah, at times, because you get some news like you can't use the drone at practice and games, and I'm like,
what?
I'm not happy about it. It's my dad, so I probably there's like the dad side of it, and there's the AD side of it, where like I probably wouldn't talk to an AD the same way. So there's that line that you can't cross. But there's frustrations at the times, but anyone that tells me that, so
it's I couldn't work with my dad. I'm just throwing that out there. It's just one of those things. So how pleased are you with your preparation entering this week 1 game?
Yeah, I think we kind of like really locked in. Our kids last week, it kind of felt like maybe we were going through the motions a little bit, because we didn't want to put too much stuff in, right? Like we felt like we had installed our entire offense, and like you don't want to overdo it with plays and sets. And so we were kind of maybe, I wouldn't say going through the motions, but we're practicing the practice. And once we got through that scrimmage, it was flip the page and it's full focus on Knoxville, and it like ramped up 10 more notches. And it was linebackers and D-line focusing on that run game and reading your keys. And offensively, we finally got to put a game plan in against what we're going to do against this front and these blitzes, and how we're going to pick it up in pass pro. So it like ramped up another notch, and it felt like another degree of football, right? And so I thought we had a really good week. The communication, the questions, the extra film, meeting with Coach Wilson in the coach's office. Our entire defense showed up. Usually it's just the linebackers. The whole defense was in there. So it's been a good week of preparation, and hopefully that pays off on Friday night.
Yeah, and by the way, I did bump you guys up. I think you're ranked 8th in your state right now, according to the Doghouse rankings.
My brother saw that one first. He sent me a text, and it's good, but it's like we got to prove it. So it doesn't really matter what it doesn't matter what your rankings are. We appreciate the acknowledgement and where we think we are as a program, but at the end of the day, none of that stuff matters, and that's kind of the beauty of it, right? Like everybody gets to go prove their worth, and everyone's gonna have rankings, and it's our job to go be the best version of ourselves and and see what we can do.
Who's your biggest rival?
Oof, it's a good question. So, I think there's a lot, right? Like just the natural Illini
It's
West.
like all nine
yeah,
are
like
rivals. Yeah.
the natural Illini West Hancock, we get to play them in every sport. They're 30 minutes, 45 minutes down the road, and we get to play them football, basketball, baseball. So those kids just are constantly competing against each other. Competitively, the last few years, I would say Farmington's probably our biggest. We got them. My first year, they took it to us. The second year, we took it to them. In the last 3 years, it's been a one-score game going to the fourth quarter, and they've came out on top. I'm sure everybody has Farmington circled just because what they've done to it the entire conference the last 5 years or in plus. We've been in it for 5, but so I would say those 3 are our biggest. Just proximity, getting to play them in all 3 sports, just a natural rivalry. But I think it's all good. Like there's no bad blood between any of our programs. I don't feel like. I think it's just a healthy like we want to beat you on Friday night, and kids are probably going to talk trash and shake hands, and I don't think there's any animosity towards anyone. I know I respect the coaches on all the coaching staffs. So,
and I like that. You come across the border though. There's 3 or 4 teams that I don't know, man. It's like they want to go. I don't know. We won't condone it on the doghouse. Now let's talk about Drake May. What makes him such an impactful player?
That's deep, right? Like, he's a 7th grader that was out on the field all summer, 7th and 8th grader all summer, not even in high school yet. He was somehow getting into our equipment shed with the agility bags out there running through them. And he was the kid that went from junior high practice to our high school practice. His practice would get over and he'd come watch our practice. And then it would be on the sidelines for Friday nights, be the water boy in 8th grade. So it all started there. And then once he got his moment his freshman year, we were down a little bit that year, and especially at linebacker, we got a couple injuries, and he jumped in there, and he made 100 tackles as a freshman. So like total tackles, right? Like a lot of assists, but he's just a great nose for the football, and he's a student of the game. If you go on Huddle and you see the viewing time, his is like hours. Like his compares to like a coach, how much film he's watching. So he just knows, like he'll call out plays and like get little keys where he knows where the ball's going. And then he has a motor. He just doesn't stop it. Corey was on earlier, and it was West Hancock game. They threw a little screen pass out to I don't think it was Hunter. I think it was
it Chandler Jaden?
No, it was the big Scott, the big tight end 7 last year. Threw a screen pass out to him, and Drake was on the other side getting blocked, and he ran 20 yards downfield on an angle and made the tackle. And that's just the heart and the nonstop go and competitiveness that he has. And it's offense, it's defense, we need a kid on special teams. He's going to run out there. So just an all around great football player, great kid.
I'm going to try to go down to the game when you guys travel over to West Hancock.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think it would be awesome.
For sure.
Just awesome to be there. But working on that. But no, man.
That'll be fun.
I don't know. It's going to be exciting to be around Illinois football. I asked Coy about it, and he's like, it's like he didn't want to tell me. But how would you describe the difference between Illinois football than let's say Iowa or Missouri, or how would you explain that to somebody that's sitting up in Fort Madison or Donaldson, Iowa?
It's a good one. I don't know like a ton. Like back when I was in high school, we played Fort Madison, and we played Keokuk and like lower levels. We played freshman football. And I got like the lady I used to teach with, her son's now playing in Dubuque. So like I kind of see, I've seen a little bit, but I think it's like just bread and butter over here. Like this is what everyone wants to do, right? Like Friday nights are for football, and I think maybe a little bit of the lust is maybe gone with like so many more teams adding to the playoffs, but like that drive for 5 was something special, and it like you get to go play somewhere completely different, right? Like that first playoff game, we played Murfreesboro 3 years in a row, but that's like a 5-hour trip down to Southern Illinois, and the next year you might go we played Chicago, Hillcrest last year. So I think it's just a whole state that loves football, and you get all kinds of different styles. You get different rivalries, and then not everyone making the playoffs is something special. Obviously, that changes a little bit this year, but once November rolls around, it's all trying to get to Thanksgiving Day and playing that next day.
And Iowa football season always ends way before that. So anyway, it's weird. It's just and conferences, right? You have conferences.
Yeah, I think you kind of get I don't know how like the districts play. Like they've tried to put that in here a couple times, and like there's benefits to it. Like it would be good to play some schools a little closer to our size. But that also means like we'd be traveling 2.5 hours sometimes, multiple times a season. So I like our rivalries because Illini West has been a top tier program for years, and West Hancock always got them up on the rise. Like I want to keep playing those guys, and I don't think it's hindered us in the playoffs yet at this point. Like our biggest loss the last 5 years have been Farmington and Elmwood. So those are two-way schools, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I asked Coy this as well. Now, take me through your Thursday evening. Okay. So you're coming home, you're eating with your kid. You know what I'm saying? Take us through that. And then also like after school and then right before the game starts. So just take us through kind of that philosophy, or are you kind of the same? Are you a creature of habit?
I don't, I'm not very superstitious. Like I'm probably superstitious because I'm purposely not superstitious, right? Like I don't want to do the same thing all the time. Yeah. But like as far as my Thursday, the team goes and has dinner, I usually try to come home still and have dinner with my family, and then usually we're done at 5 on Thursday, so I spend a little more time with my kids before they go to bed. And at that point, I've probably, when I've watched so much film at that point, I go to bed, you're thinking of what the defense is going to do for the other team. And
are you going to sleep good Thursday night?
It depends. It depends on maybe the week. But this Thursday night, week 1, no, I'm not. I mean, I've been going to sleep thinking about football for the last 2 weeks, so we're just going to keep rolling with it for the next 10 or 11. So usually once NFL gets on, put the NFL game on and kind of just chill, and my laptop's going to have the film on. I'll still be scrolling, trying to pick something up. And then Friday before the game, I like to kind of be by myself a little bit. Like I'll get there, I'll run home, get my clothes, and then I'll go to the field house at 3:45. Game doesn't start till 7, but I'll put my headphones in, and I like to carry the stuff out to the field by myself. Like all the coaches get there and they're like asking me if I need help. I'm like, no, I just kind of want to be myself and keep moving. Maybe helps time go a little faster. Something a little calming on the head or in the ears, and try to get to 7 o'clock as fast as possible.
Are you listening to Celine Dion, or what are you listening to?
No, kind of switch it up. Sometimes it's a lot of probably Zach Bryan.
Okay, yeah.
That's kind of what's been in the past. A little country music, kind of like slower. I don't know, like kind of not the pop country, but
yeah, I hate the pop country, man.
Yeah, sometimes it might be like Mumford & Sons, something that style. Some folky kind of music. Some days it might be like I'm putting some Lil Wayne on or something back in my playing days. So it just depends. I usually try to calm it down before the game, though. Like I don't want to be amped up. I want to be calm.
And funny story, my wife and my daughter and my son, I don't know whether it was my son, but I was asleep and like I would talk in my sleep during football season. I'd say, right, 586. I'd be talking about, the passing tree or whatever.
Yeah.
No, there's people don't understand it unless they've been a head coach,
Right.
Who's your scout team player of the year so far?
Let me think. I've been really impressed with our entire scout team. This is the first time in my year 6 that we've had all now it's black jerseys, so that means all juniors and seniors practicing together. So that's been really exciting. But I'm gonna have to go with might be Kyler Miller. He's a running back linebacker. He kind of battles an injury. He needs to sit and rest is probably what he needs to do with his hamstring. But he also doesn't want to lose the reps, and he's a tough kid. He's a kid that was our kick returner last year for varsity as a sophomore, and he's kind of waiting his turn. He's behind Drake May and Joshua and those guys. So it's like you're waiting your turn, bud. But he's battled through. He doesn't sub out. He's always in. I never have to yell at him to get on the field. And then I think one thing, we have kids that play one way and they typically always stay in on scout team. So like if they're mostly a defensive player, they're staying. Like a Drake Tabor, I know he wants to go play running back, but he's always playing that outside. I mean, we call them safeties, but outside linebacker position. So like kids like that are instrumental in our progress, because the best scout team that you have is going to make your number ones better.
100%. Now I get to say who your player of the game is, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't have to pick it out like that.
Yeah. Not this week, right?
Right.
But no, I plan on probably being there around 5:30, 5:45-ish.
Awesome.
So I'm going to come a little bit earlier and, get some pictures and stuff, because I've never experienced Illinois football. So it's going to be pretty exciting.
We'll have our Coach Keen. He's going to have a tailgate going on right behind the home bleachers with the high school kids. First 100 kids get free T-shirts, and got a bunch of pizza coming and backyard games. So hopefully the atmosphere is rocking.
Yeah, I got to get some video of that, because that stuff doesn't happen. What do you have any big shout outs here before?
I would say my coaching staff, right? Like I did my family last time, so don't.
Yep.
Those that are just listening, I did call them out first. But yeah, I think our coaching staff's done an amazing job. They, whether it's Coach Wilson, Coach JD Wilson, Coach Ladd, they're there all summer in the weight room. Coach Langworthy's our strength guy. He's here all summer. And then Coach Maxwell takes time off from work those first 2 weeks to be there. And I know he wasn't there the day you were there, but he's kind of strategically has to do it. Actually, I think he might have been. Coach Payne, same thing. He worked 7 to 7 for a while, so he can't be there. Tim Dolan was a volunteer that he busts his butt to get there at 5 o'clock when we do offense to take our line and make them amazing. I hope I'm not leaving anyone off at this point. Coach Zerillo, he's our kind of guy that goes all over the place, whether it's we need a running back coach today or we need you to take this group. So everyone's kind of got their role, and it's a great staff continuity. We've had them for the last 4 years together, 5 years together. So it's a fun group, and I appreciate their hard work, and they're the help that keeps this thing going.
100%. Now, same time, same place next week. Are you?
Yeah,
you good?
I think yeah, we should be good. Yeah, as long as I get my kids to bed, they have to be in bed before 8, so they should be asleep by 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Now I told the other coaches, I said, I don't want you to come in all, with your hair like, and you're like deep dark circle. No, I'm just messing.
No, we're good. We're good.
Well, all right, man. Hey, I appreciate you coming. I appreciated the invitation and the reach out. And what's crazy is you and I were Facebook friends way before.
For a while. I think I still owe a trip over to Fort Madison for a little 7-on-7. We just don't do 7-on-7 very much because we get these joint practices.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So. Oh man. But hey, tell the boys, but before I see them, good luck. And don't look back and say, oh gosh, I wish I would have tried harder.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right,
well, we look forward to having you on Friday night and showing you some Bomber football.
Absolutely.
Thanks for the coverage. So.